What up, it's your boy, the Incredible Man. And yes, I am back at it again, and I apologize for being super late. I was actually going to post it earlier, but it didn't drop earlier, so then I had to do something, and time kind of got away from me, and it dropped in that time frame. But nonetheless, this is Gleipnir episode 4 discussion / review, man. This episode was legit. It was the conclusion of last week's episode, between the fight between Shuichi, Claire, and Elaine, and we got a lot of information about the dude, and we learned that he's an alien, he has alien friends, there's a spaceship, and the coins are super spectacular. Let's get into this episode, man.
Just take it, don't wait for someone to break it. Take control, then don't just take it. Hey, you can make it happen, you just gotta take some action. Take the ship and be the captain.
Okay, man, this episode, like I said, was legit. We got a lot of information about dude, and we got the conclusion between Shuichi, Claire, and Elaine's fight. I guess you can say fight, because it was one-sided. Let's be real, it was one-sided. So the conclusion was, like, we see that after she pulled his head off, she started to flip out and was just so worried that she killed Shuichi, and we kind of see that, like, her mind snapped a little bit, and then, because in this whole time, all she was worried about was Shuichi and the girl that was inside of his body. And after all this is said and done, and after Claire was enraged when she thought Shuichi was dead, and she was just going after her, she didn't even realize that this was Claire. She attacked her multiple times and then threw her all in the sky and was like, "Oh, it's you, Claire." What? This chick is legit crazy. Then she goes into this whole little mini monologue and backstory flashback type thing, telling us why she killed her parents. That they were super strict, and her dad was doing schemes and stuff behind what was he, a linguistics guy or something. Anyway, he was doing schemes, and their mom was having an affair. So I guess that's grounds to kill people. I mean, for her to kill their parents, I honestly don't know. I mean, granted, politics is a shady business to begin with. And as for the affair, I mean, it's not right. But if you want to do it, that is on you. You know, that's your prerogative. But it is not worth killing someone over. And they were her parents. And then she tells us that, you know, the reason she done it was because Claire always looked out for her, and even though she was the big sister, Claire always watched over her and kept her safe. So we learned that she's maybe a little timid, and she wanted to change. And I guess that's a nice segue to dive into what we got with the dude. She wanted to change, and that's when the dude mentioned, that's not when he mentioned, but in this episode, we also learned that the dude was really adamant on about, do you want to change yourself? Is there something within you that you would like to change? And he made this whole big old huge speech to Claire, and you know, and then we also see that he took some of her hair and he changed. Now, I'm assuming that's the whole theme of everything that's going on is change, because we also in this episode we also see Shuichi change at the end of the episode. There's so much going on, man. I don't know where to talk about it. So we get a lot of information, and we learn that the dude is an alien. And I speculated that a couple episodes back. The dude is an alien. And the coins are very significant because the coins are a part of their membrane, or like whatever, their body or whatever, because like traveling through space, you don't want to be a solid figure. It's annoying or whatever. So like they kind of just broke themselves down into like the coins or whatever, and you give him the coins and he'll give you the energy drink or whatever, and the energy drink allows you to change. Now the thing about it is because I'm assuming for someone like Elaine, who was already a little demented, that change warped her in a bad way, because we see her figure is like a shadowy ash type thing where like physical attacks probably don't really hurt her, and she's super strong, and it's kind of messed up with her mind, literally in her physical form. And for someone like Shuichi, it kind of really just changes his appearance. It doesn't change anything about his mind. He's still the same person. He's still a good person. It just changes his outside appearance. And then we see that the dude can change his outside appearance, and it has the whole kind of shape-shifting same format as when Shuichi changes as well. So I feel like that's the overall gist of the thing, is change. And then the dude kind of breaks into like, well, you know, I've been reading manga, and and then he goes into explaining that, you know, you guys, I need help gathering these coins. And I feel like he told them enough just to try to get them on his side. I feel like he left out a whole bunch of stuff. I feel like there's way more. He could have went way more in detail, but I felt like he kept it a lot more secret, so he wouldn't have to explain a lot of stuff, and he really wouldn't kind of veer them off, if you catch my drift. Because I feel like he wanted them on his side to help him gather the coins of his friends and everything, but he didn't really give them the whole truth either. And in this episode, we see that Shuichi definitely feels that way as well. And the funny thing is because the dude kind of goes into this long explanation about the coins and the people. They're called gatherers, and you gather single coins and you can bring them to him and he'll give you one of the little energy drinks. But if you gather 100 coins, he kind of gave like this huge explanation about maybe someone turning into like a huge monster and then just destroying the world. And so now we're getting to the point to where this isn't just about gathering coins or changing people or even trying to figure out what's going on anymore. This is going to be like a full-fledged fight to kind of save humanity. And the funny thing is because at the towards the end of the episode, we see Shuichi. He's changed completely after him getting his head ripped off, drinking an energy drink, getting it fixed, because we thought he was dead for a minute. But getting it fixed, we find out a lot of stuff in this episode, and we see him back at school kind of going through some different things because now he has a different outlook of the whole world, coming in contact with Elaine and meeting the alien guy and learning a lot of stuff. And we also see him talking to what's the girl name? Mifune-san, I want to say. I think Mifune, I think that's her name. Either way, the chick that's in his class, and she was like, well, where's your glasses? And I kind of liked your glasses on you. And we see that she maybe kind of likes Shuichi a little bit, but we all know that spot's reserved for Claire. But we also see Shuichi asking her a very valid question. If something was to happen and the world was like destined to end and there was this huge monster or person or whatever to destroy it, what would you do? Now, she gave a very grade A response. Like, well, I try to stop him and I make sure my family is okay and my classmates and my friends. That's what that's the answer that you would give if you're put on the spot. You're like, yeah, I want to save everybody. I want to help people and everything. But I felt like that's the answer you were expect to give. I want the truth. Because me, myself, if it was me, I'm not trying to fight and save the world. I'm just trying to save me and maybe my family and just stay alive and survive overall. And if it comes down to me trying to fight the big bad to save the world, then it is what it is. But that's not my goal and that's not my main focus if that was to happen. And I felt like she gave it in a response that, like everybody was expected to give. And I felt like Shuichi kind of felt like that, or maybe that's what he wanted to hear because he was feeling it a different type of way because everything that happened with him and Claire. But like I said, the episode was great, man. We found out a lot of stuff. We knew that the dude is an alien. Their spaceship crash landed on Earth, and all of a sudden, all of the people started appearing with powers because they bring him the coins, and he gives them an energy drink. And I'm assuming the gatherers are so adamant about collecting 100 coins so they can have that mass amount of power that we learned about this episode. And we learned that, like I said, Elaine is like legit crazy, and I really think they need to stop her because if she was the ones to get the 100 coins, and she could probably definitely change the world for the bad. And some of the others as well, like throughout the end of the episode, we see Shuichi and Claire going in the mountain to the crash site to actually find more coins. And then we see like Elaine, and then like we see some other people in the background. They're going there to look for more coins as well. A lot of stuff took place, and it was very informative. We learned a lot about how the aliens kind of broke down their bodies, and we learned a lot about the dude himself. We didn't get a lot. I said a lot, but we didn't get a lot. We got enough to kind of just whet our palate because I felt like the dude kept a lot secret and a lot pulled back, so we wouldn't really be too informative to inquire why he is so adamant about collecting these coins. We know it's for his friends and whatever, but are you willing to destroy this world just to get your coins so you guys can leave? That's the thing, man. It's crazy. But we also saw how Claire was super worried for Shuichi when his head was ripped off, and she was so happy to see him brought back alive. And we all were, but we knew he wasn't going to die because he's the main character. But one thing I really wanted to point out was that we see that the scar is still there. The scar didn't go away. It didn't heal completely. The scar is still there, but his head is reattached. And I love the fact that Claire was so concerned. Like, we saw that last episode, like, they were getting closer, but she was so concerned for Shuichi this episode, and I love that, because now we know that Elaine feels some type of way for Shuichi as well, but let's be real, she ain't got no dice, man. It's all Claire, baby. This is your buddy Incredible. Don't forget to smash the like button until you can't smash it anymore, man. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them, and subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. Remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life. I honestly could have talked about this episode for another 20 minutes. That's how epic this episode was. It was super informative, and it was just overall greatness, man. I really loved it, and I loved this series, man. Peace out.
Are we gonna play now? Ready for the show? I'm about to take down, you already know. Get the fuck out of my face now, yeah, you got it.